Well, good morning, everyone. Happy New Year to you. And so today, as we come together with that, I release and I let go. That's sort of going to be the theme of our talk today. And just notice that beautiful, beautiful image of the phoenix rising on that song, where we're just in ashes, and out of the ashes is something new and spectacular and wonderful that is growing and developing. So we welcome everybody here on this Zoom service today. And whether you are hearing this now or whether you are hearing this later, we just bless you and wish you a happy new year. So our vision for Unity of London, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our vision is to transform lives. And so how would you go about inspiring people to make a positive difference in the world? How do we do that? Is it just by something as simple as saying hello to somebody who may be your clerk in the store? Is it by taking a card or delivering a little food to somebody who's in need? These are all just simple little things that we can do to make a difference in people's words and people's worlds. Okay, so today, as we release and we let go, today we're going to do our burning bowl ceremony. And so the items that you need to participate, if you looked at your this week at Unity, it said to bring some toilet paper. So the good thing about toilet paper is you can just, it said to bring a little square, but depending on how much you need to release, sometimes you need to bring more than a little square. So just depends on what you want. You can bring the whole friggin' roll depending upon what you want to release. So, and we also need a piece of paper. So I've just got a regular piece of paper, but it can be whatever you want. We need an envelope. And of course, we also need something to write with. So, so if you haven't got that prepared right now, after prayer, we don't have another song. So just try and pull that together as best you can. So this morning, then we just go into prayer. So if you can just relax, close your eyes, and go to your heart space this morning. And as we come together today, we are grateful for the opportunity to spend this time with our Unity community, wherever they are and whenever they may hear this message. And this, of course, is our first Sunday of 2021. And from the January 1st daily word, we affirm, living from my divine nature, I begin again. Whether a new year or a new day, I am free to make a fresh start. Every moment offers a new beginning and a chance to rediscover who I really am. As I stand at the threshold of a new year, I remember God is within and make a commitment to live from my spiritual nature. And the Unity power for January is faith, which is the ability to believe, intuit, and perceive. We affirm, faith blesses my day and paves my way. Today we bless everyone attending all spiritual gatherings, knowing that there are many paths to the one God. At this time, we hold in prayer all of those who may need our loving support right now, and we whisper those names softly into this space. And we also hold in prayer Unity Spirit Center of Ottawa and Unity York Region Study Group. And so as we move through this day, we affirm that everything is unfolding with ease and grace seamlessly. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. So Dawn will be sharing another of Unity of London's core values, potential, found in the daily word.
Yes, I am able. Yes, I can. Growing up, I received encouragement from my family, school teachers, and the other adults in my life. The positive, affirming words help lead me to pursue my passions and trust my gifts so I might realize my potential. Now that I'm older, I turn to divine within me to discern how I might best fulfill my potential. I prayerfully ask what possibilities remain to be realized in my life. What ignites my passion for self-expression? I receive inspiration from the time I spend in prayer. As I pray, any lingering thoughts of doubt or insecurity are replaced with renewed energy and enthusiasm. Nothing can stop me from stepping out boldly into the world to fulfill my potential. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Pauline has been a Unity prayer chaplain since 2008 and is an active co-leader, Sylvia Vanderhook, of our spiritual leadership team. In months ahead, Pauline will be continuing her online studies towards becoming a licensed Unity teacher, planning to complete 4 more spiritual enrichment programs during the winter and the early spring. With today's message about our spiritual renewal through release and affirmation and sharing our gifts in 2021, combined with our first online Burning Bowl ceremony, please help me welcome Pauline Duncan Thrasher. I'm tripping over my words this
Thank you very much, Dawn. Now, although it says burning bowl, please don't anticipate setting a big fire in your house. If we were at Unity, we would, all of you remember, we would go outside, and usually Bob Hisson would have a great big pot, and we'd put our little papers in the pot. However, despite the lack of a big burning fire, the symbolism is still here. Our ceremony is about release. Think about that for a moment. Have you ever in your life had a huge clutter of stuff? Maybe you were ready to move, or maybe you called upon someone. I called upon someone who's in our Unity community. I won't name her. And I had accumulated so many papers, and I knew I had to somehow sort them out and make them tidy. And this person came in to offer advice. Maybe you've gone through your clothing and decided that you just wanted to get rid of a lot of items you are no longer wearing to make space for something new. Maybe you have gone through your food cupboards, sorted out the food that was outdated, or chosen foods to give to the food bank, cleared space. Today, our release is about something far more significant than food, clothing, or papers. It's about choosing to release something from within ourselves. Could be a habit, a way of reacting, something that we feel is blocking our spiritual flow of energy. In the spring, people used to take tonics, and the tonics helped to revive their energy, helped to flush out anything that wasn't good in their system, to make way for vitality. And that's what our burning bowl ceremony is about. Charles Fillmore called it renunciation, which seems like such a strong, hard word, but he talked about release as a letting go of old thoughts in order that new thoughts may find place in our consciousness. Don't you feel that right now, especially following our 2020, a year of great challenge, it's a time to let go of what was blocking us, to make way for the new, something special, something exciting, something better. Whenever we go camping, we love having a big bonfire. I'm guessing a lot of you are familiar with that. It creates warmth. It creates some kind of comfort in our souls. And in the biblical times, fire was often used to make a sacrifice, to give up animals, sometimes even in Aztec times, people, to sacrifice them in order to appease the gods. Well, sometimes our habits, our ways of being are so close to us that it's difficult to give them up. But imagine that in giving them up, we are creating a space. And what are some of the items that we may give up? Fear. Think about any fears that may torment you, that may hold you back from what you really want to do. Maybe you're afraid of being judged, so you don't write that poem and send it to a magazine. Maybe you're afraid of rejection, so you don't call that person and have a conversation because you're afraid they might say, I don't feel like talking right now. You know best if fear is blocking you from a greater good. Perhaps it's self-doubt. Perhaps you don't believe enough in yourself. Perhaps you doubt that you're worthy or good enough or equal. Or maybe you look at other people and say, oh, I could never be like that. Guess what? You don't have to be like that. You be like you. I saw a little video of Louise Hay the other day. And it was beautiful. It was different parts of her life being interviewed and her talking about how of the 10 actions we need to take each day, one that is most powerful is to look in the mirror, straight in the mirror, and look at you, your face looking back at you and say, I love you. And she said how hard that is for so many people. Because we have this whole history, perhaps, maybe you do, of people saying, oh, you're so silly, you're so foolish. And then self-doubt creeps in. Maybe that's something you need to release. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe stuff that you did long, long ago and you wish you hadn't done it. And you keep saying, oh, if only I hadn't done that. Oh, I feel so guilty. Let it go. It's holding you back. It's like putting a big millstone around your foot and trying to walk down the street, dragging it along. Release it. Maybe it's judging other people. Maybe on your face, you're smiling and pleasant and cheerful, and in your head, you're saying, what a silly person she is, or what a goofy man he is. Or why is he doing that? Why is she doing that? Letting go of the judgment allows us to let the love in. We have no right to judge other people. It's not our business. We have an opportunity to love, to embrace, to cherish, to see the face of God. Maybe it's that old big P word, procrastination, putting off doing what needs to be done. Oh, I raise my hand, guilty, guilty, guilty. A few of the rest of you, if this is you, I can see by your faces, I can see all of your faces. I can see people smiling saying, oh yeah, Pauline, you hit the nail on the head. Well, from one who does it a lot, I know what it's like. You just put it off because, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it sometime. And why? So figure if it's important and you're putting it off, what is holding you back? Fear, self-doubt, or judgment. I'm not good enough to do this. I'm afraid of what people will say. Oh, it didn't work before, it probably won't work now. Get rid of it. Let it go. Now it's time to release. Giving you lots of suggestions, and I don't know if any of them tweaked something in you. You don't have to write them all down. You don't have to write any of them. For that matter, I don't know what you're doing, but I suggest that this is a symbolic act. Choose what blockages you want to let go, because they are blocking you, holding you back from something better. Choose something. Take that bit of paper, print it on the little square of paper. And Smart Paula was using a coffee filter. I don't know how it is to write on toilet tissue, but do your best. Write down something. And you're saying, I release. Then please notice number 3, dispose of this in a symbolic way that's safe for you. You don't have to set a big bonfire in your house. It's symbolic. So you take it, you do something with it, and you're going to release it. Now, I could wait for a second if you want to go flush it down the toilet or throw it out. I'll wait for a second. You can release it right now if you want, and then just come back. I won't go away, don't worry. Okay. I hope that feels good. And then we move on. Our cleansing bowl ceremony, our burning bowl ceremony, is not just a time to release, it's a time to renew. And renew is revitalize, re-energize, get those spirits hopping and jumping. I invite you right now just to stand up. And this is thanks to Tom Droog, wherever you are. And do a little dance, do a little shake, stretch and jump, 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 switch, switch, hip, hip, hip. Do whatever you need. And then you can sit down again. Didn't that feel good? You just renewed your spirits. And they say that sitting for too long is not good for us. So a time of renewal of feelings, of physical energy, of mental acuity, most of all of loving energy, a time of renewal. I chose Paul not because he's necessarily my favorite apostle, but because if you've read about Paul at all in the Bible, you know that he went from being a persecutor of Christians to being a huge advocate for Christianity. So he really went through the process of release and renewal himself. Paul was a pretty violent man, and there was nothing pretty about it. He killed, he persecuted, he asked people to kill. And then when he was blinded, according to the Bible, he saw the light. He recognized that what he'd been doing was wrong. He released it in an actual physical way by then going to become an apostle, a teacher, a leader, an advocate. And this particular message was written by Paul when he was in prison. It was a letter that he wrote to the Ephesians. So he had been chased down and now was in prison himself. He talked about a vision of the future. What is your vision of the future? Are you willing to open your eyes to possibilities? He talked about a vision of the future as a moment when we can assess who we are. Now that takes a lot of thought. Are you who you were yesterday? No, because every day we are new. Every moment we are new. Where have you come from and where are you going? And we don't want to stay stuck in the past. We need to estimate where we're going. And Eric Butterworth in The Flow of Life reminds us that wherever we are, wherever we may have been, the challenges of the past, and no matter what you may be facing today, walk on. All of us have different stories. You have your own story of where you've been. And it might be a story that has tragedies, disappointments, frustrations, grief. That's where you were. That's not where you are today, unless you choose to live in that past. Thank you, Catherine. Yep. You can choose to stay there. You can choose to say out loud, oh, I was such a horrible person. My parents hated me. I did this. I wish I'd done that. And you can relive that tragedy over and over and over. What good is it doing? Nothing. Not only is it not doing you any good, it's hurting you. Because it's holding you backwards instead of in the now. So we need to walk on. And that release was not just about crumpling up a bit of paper and tossing it, that was way, way more significant. Way more significant. So whatever you wrote on that paper, every time that comes into your mind, and it will, and it would be nice to think we'll just go with a paper. When it comes into your mind, you say this: I release that from myself. I release it. And now we're going to replace it with something. I found this candle and I really liked it. Happiness is not a destination, it's a way of life. Is that so true? Remember when you were a little kid, you'd say, oh, I can't wait till Christmas. I'll be so happy when I get all my presents. And you were. And then they were gone. And you thought, aw, aren't there any more? When's the next Christmas? But fortunately, as grown-ups, hopefully, we figure out it's not something way in the future. Happiness is something I can pick right now, right this moment. And I look at all your faces and I feel radiantly happy. I don't know about you. It just makes me want to dance and sing. I won't do it again, but happiness is a composite. And that's why I put a symbol, two symbols in this slide. Happiness is both letting go of what's not working and embracing, opening our hands and hugging to our hearts all that is good and needed and necessary in our lives. Let go of what doesn't work and embrace the new. And this is the nice part, the great part, the fun part. In his psalm, David once wrote, "The Lord surrounds me with love and tender mercies, fills my life with good things. My youth is renewed like the eagles." Now, David was involved in a lot of fighting and wars, and we won't get into that part of David's life. But at this moment that he wrote the psalm, David was filled with the vision of everything good in his life. Can you fill yourself with that vision? Can you choose what is good and blessed and uplifting in your life right now? What would you add to your life right now to make it a life that you would be radiantly happy about? The next part of our ceremony is writing a letter. It's not to Santa Claus. It's not to some person who's going to give you big presents and goodies. The present is to your inner divine source of energy inside you. You can write it to God. You can say, "Dear God, dear divine spirit within, dear source of divine energy." This is where you're taking that paper and a pen. And you're affirming what you wish as though it is in your life right now. In the present. We talk about affirmations a lot in Unity. So pretend. You don't have to write this down. This is just an example. If you had said, I release procrastination. I release putting off actions that I need to take right now. Pretend you had written that and you released it. You crumpled up your little paper, you threw it away, flushed it down the toilet, burned it up. And now you are saying, I act now on what is most important. or if it was judgment. I love people as they are. I see the face of God in everyone I know. I see the face of God in everyone I see. So you are adding whatever you want to be in your life as you in the coming year. Now, I want $1 million. I wouldn't put that down. I might say, I am abundant. I enjoy abundance in my life. Be as specific as you choose to be. And at the end of the whole letter, you're saying this or something better. Thank you. And then you thank, it could be divine spirit, whatever your salutation was. If you said, dear God, thank you, God. Understanding that God works from inside us. Our choices are defining how our future unfolds. What we choose to think, what we choose to say, what we choose to do. And then you sign your name at the bottom. And we're going to have a little bit of music while you do that. After you've done that, you put your name on the front and you add to be opened on December 31st. And then you put it in a safe spot. If we were in Unity, we would have mailed this to you. But so you figure out a spot in your house, and then I have a monthly calendar. And so in my monthly calendar, I'm going to go to December 2021 on the 31st, and I'm going to write, open my letter. What you're doing really is making a promise to yourself to create a life that you choose to create. I agree, external circumstances are out there, but so much of what we create comes from our own vibrations, our choices. So I'll give you a few minutes to do this. A little while to think about it. those who have finished your letter, we'll go into meditation. For those who haven't quite finished, remember, put your name on the front to be open December 31st, 2021, the end of this coming year, and then put it in a safe spot. As we move into meditation, we relax our bodies. We open our minds and our hearts to what we've just been doing. Release of what blocks us, the opening to what invigorates and revitalizes us. If you're still writing, it's okay. If you're not writing, I invite you to put your feet in a comfortable spot. Relax your body. I like to open my arms up wide because it reminds me that I am inviting all the vitality, the energy, the love, the laughter, the good health to enter into my body. I begin in my head. This warm, loving, light-filled flow, God-centered divine energy flows through my face, down my neck. I breathe in, fills my chest. Stretch out my arms. This light-filled, flowing energy goes to the ends of my fingertips, to my whole body, to the tips of my toes. And in the next few moments, I invite you to consider how powerful is our choice. How we can cleanse and spiritually protect ourselves by quieting our thoughts, by transcending to a higher state of consciousness. And we have a feeling of being protected by the loving embrace of divine energy. I'll let you know when our meditation time for this moment has lapsed. return. We know our faith tells us that wherever we are, God is. Divine source, spiritual energy is a part of us. And that is a mighty faith. That is what we take with us into this new year. So it is. So we let it be. Amen.
So we thank Pauline for that just wonderful talk today, and sort of the opportunity to really sort of release everything that we feel is holding us back or that we don't want to carry into 2021. And the opportunity, of course, too, to just really be grateful for what we anticipate is ours in 2021, that we are going to fill that space with, that space that we have released, that we have created. So thank you, Pauline, for that today. Wow, can we not all be moved by the sound of that one power? Wow, it's such a powerful song, great illustrations. So we now take this opportunity to share of our abundance in the form of a tithe or an offering. We give thanks for those who continue to give gifts to our spiritual community. We express our appreciation for the benefits that we all enjoy. We rejoice in a chance to share of our good to the source that feeds us. So our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me wherever I am. God is, and all is well. Yay, God! Have a great day, everyone. And I hope that some of you or all of you can stay and comment on what the big takeaway was for today. And while I'm here and I see that we have an extra visitor from at Lois's house today. So welcome to you. How nice to see you.
Yeah, it was
Hey,
amazing. I
Patsy.
really enjoyed it.
Good. Well, it is lovely to see you, Patsy. Really glad that you could make it.
Thank you. I'm going to try and make it more often.
Good.
Good.
From my own home.
Good. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. So who would like to comment today on maybe what their takeaway was from the new abridged version of the burning bowl ceremony? I'd like to comment on that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
Who, me?
Yes, Jude.
Oh, okay. No, well, I have participated in the burning bowl ceremony before, but honestly, this is the very first time that I did it, knowing that I wanted to do it. I could not do it and nobody would know, but I would know. And it was such releasing feeling and so positive. And thank you so much for giving all of us that opportunity to really honor ourselves.
Okay. Who else would like has something to say? Go ahead, Paula.
I'd just like to say that the power of the group continues to amaze me. When we do this sort of thing alone, we may become inspired, but sometimes we need a little nudge, and it's easy to get lost in daily life. This makes Sunday a special part, and not just today, but every time we meet. I don't find that I had doubts when I started against wanting to be into what I called a technical loop, but I have found I can put that aside and move in, because I see people that have smiling faces that are like souls, and it speaks to my heart, and I thank you.
Oh, sweet.
Well, Paula, we are really grateful that you were able to release those thoughts that you had about technology and are now able to join us. Sorry, Pauline,
you
you
can
were
ask
gonna...
my son, he may not agree.
So, Pauline, sorry, you were going to say something, and I...
No, I was just appreciating Paula and
Thank
what
you.
she shared.
Mhm.
Okay, who else would like... Catherine, did you have something you wanted to say? No, not today.
Yet.
Who else? Okay, Sylvia.
Oh, okay.
Sylvia Square.
Yeah, I appreciated the opportunity to flush something.
Me too.
You know, I have in the past burning bowl ceremonies, there's been a wonderful release, and that's very powerful. But it occurred to me that now each time, because every day, hopefully each of us are going to be flushing. It's like a daily affirmation of sorts, if you will. You know, we have an opportunity every day, and so I love that that ritual, if you will. So thank you for that, and that's going to help reinforce it, I think. So
That was good.
I just want to throw in real quick, like, please let us all include Sylvia in our prayers, because Sylvia has not said, but she is recovering from COVID. She's been very ill.
No.
She is our prayer angel, and we need to reciprocate in a big way right now, because we know that we have the energy to allow her healing to take place rapidly. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light of God shining as you.
As you.
Yeah.
Mwah.
thank you so
Just
much.
Oh,
no.
well,
So much for privacy, eh? I don't know what that means. Anyway, Amber's had her hand up for quite a while, Wilda.
I beg your pardon?
Amber's had her hand up for a while.
Oh, Amber. Okay, sorry, Amber. Thank you, Catherine.
That's fine. I just wanted to say thank you, Pauline, for that message today and the burning bowl ceremony and flushing my disbeliefs down the toilet. I love it.
Okay.
And as Paula said, she really took the words right out of my mouth, that even though we're virtual, it is every bit effective. And I'm very grateful for technology so that we can still be together, stay connected, and be light souls together. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Amber. Okay, anybody else? Well, I'd like to take this opportunity as well to wish Janet a happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hilda, that's very kind of you.
You're welcome, Janet.
awesome.
Yeah.
How
Lois,
is,
did you
how
have-
is 45? Does it feel good?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Look at her ear, too.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Happy
ear-
birthday, Janet.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Janet.
Thanks,
Happy
everyone.
birthday.
And Lois, did you have something that you wanted to comment on? Did I see you?
No, I
with
was
your
just
hand
saying
up?
happy birthday. I was just waving. Yeah.
Okay. So Ed, what are your thoughts on the new year? What do you got? What's up for you? Tell us.
Oh, just working, sleeping, eating.
Okay. Good. All right. Any other comments? Questions? Okay. Well, listen, everybody, have just a fabulous week, and we look forward to everybody being here and more next week. So blessings to you all.
Namaste.
Likewise. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.